Hey, sports bettors, thanks for stopping by. My name is Boyd. I'm an instructor with OddsJam. I teach beginner and struggling sports bettors how to use data-driven analytics, the tools to help you find profitable bets over and over again. That's what we do. So today's video is all about the beginner. It's all about the first timer person kind of getting started. And really, there's sometimes a big gap to help those beginners understand the verbiage, the tools. And that's what I do as an instructor. We start with assessment, help you identify where you're at in the whole process to really hit the ground running and learn how to use these tools effectively, quickly, so you can profit over and over again. But today's video is all about some setups, some basic structure to help you get these settings in your tools so that it gives you the answers to the test. Let's go. All right, now before we get into the video with the tips, the methods, the setups, the structure of how to use those tools at OddsJam, I want to remind you there's some good value here. I've got a scorecard quiz. It's basically a link down below. It's about a 25-question quiz. It takes about 2 minutes. It's a really, really cool thing to help you understand where you are in the sports betting world as far as your ability for success and understand where you are, whether it's terminology, markets, math, probability, all the different odds and things that go into this whole thing as you get into sports betting to profit, understanding the positive expected value goals here. And so I want to offer that to you. Take that quiz. Let me know what you think. And of course, we always want to offer up a free consultation. Happy to talk with you one-on-one about where you're located, what's working for you, what your experience is, what your goals are, where do you want to go, and just really talk about a profit plan or a roadmap to help you get there. That's what I do as an instructor with OddsJam, is to really coach each person up one-on-one, because everyone's in a different situation, right? Everyone's a different location, different budget, different goals, different times. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do, and happy to help you get that started. So take advantage of those resources. Let's get into the video. Okay, guys, here we go. Here's some setups, some tips, and some ways to use this positive expected value page here at OddsJam. On the left-hand side is the entire drop-down of tools and menus and things. And this is, again, what I do as an instructor, is go through all these tools, all these methods, and everything that a person wants to go through. But for right now, we're just going to focus on the basics, focus on the simple, easy things we're looking at, and how you can hunt and how you can target this. Now, in the settings, in all this, is you can edit this and you can change this around. I've got this set up to where I think we have it edited in different ways. And again, this is what we're here. We're going to talk about this. So in your basic filters, you can set this up to have the sports books of your choice, the sports books that you have. You can see here OddsJam has many sports books. I've got this set up to have about 15 typically. I'm in Colorado, so I can go back through here and kind of get rid of the ones that maybe are not being used anymore, things like that. So you want to first go through and get all your sports books set up. That's one of the keys that, it doesn't do you any good to have information that you're not going to be able to utilize, and get this set up to where you have the exact books that you might want to take advantage of and have in your setups here to do some damage. Now, for the purposes of this video, I'm going to go through and just open up this recommended filters. You can see here, you can turn it off, turn it on, and you can save different filters and save different, main market situations. You can do player prop type situations, all of the different ranges you can set up here. But first of all, what you're looking for typically are about 3 or 4 things that make it very, very quick to identify a wager you might want to participate in. On the left-hand side here, positive EV. This is the percent edge, the market edge here in this market of first half total points under 115 currently at Pinnacle. Now again, a market width of 20 in a situation where your mainline bets, your alternative markets is good. It's really, really good. It's basically a confidence level, which we can get into a lot more depth later on. But have this set up on the budget size for $1,000 in a Kelly criterion situation, where the risk factor is, I think, around 1.5. But basically, you're looking for these highlighted areas. Okay, so you're looking at these highlighted games. Certainly in the United States, Pinnacle is not a book or an option we can take advantage of. So we're going to scroll down to the next one here, 5.58%. And the Knights Kraken NHL game, player points with Thomas here over at Bet365 MGM. And what we like about this is a price at -105. The circa Vegas fair odds here, we're comparing this market to, is actually going to be -117. So we've got 12 cents in value there, and pretty happy with that. If we click on this, we can open it up and see a few more books that we can compare pricing with. And you can see this -105 is the best odds, best price. So we would go over here and place this bet, say at 365 MGM or Fanatics at this -105. You've got Circa here at -135 and Bet Online, another smart book here in the player prop type situation, looking at -114. So we like that value, we like that bet. You hit this and you can add this into your bet tracker. And again, let's say you go with the recommended bet size of $60. It's going to add this to your bet tracker once you place that bet, and you keep track of all these going forward. And you really would want to do this as many times as possible to take as many chances on all these positive EV bets. And so you're going to go through here just one at a time and assess these. Now, the beauty of sports betting is we don't have to place a bet. So if you get down here and you see a point spread bet you're just not comfortable with, or just doesn't look right to you, pass, let it go. But if you are not confident you want to take the Bucks +6 in this point spread game, this full market game, you don't have to. This is just a recommendation and giving you some ideas as far as best pricing, kind of compare and contrast here. You can see Circa's at -110, whereas Pinnacle's about 18 cents difference. So they have a little bit of a contradiction here in price as far as, maybe who's smarter, who's better on this particular game. So again, that'd be one that we may would consider avoiding and not going forward with. Now, in the tools, we can open this up and see the pricing change. They were at +107. They apparently have got some money coming in here down to -108, and eventually down here to this -123. So we've seen a pretty significant price change going that direction, actually going towards the Niners. So that'd be one to consider. Again, probably pass if you're not too comfortable with it. But you're going to see some abilities here to go through and put in your sports books, to put in your custom ranges. We'll show you how to do that here right now. So I'm going to close this, and then we're going to go through it. I'll show you the settings that I typically like to go with, and starting this off. So first things first, percentage-wise, you might want to have it where you're at, say, 2% or higher. I've seen a lot of good bets at the 1% range, so we'll just put this in again as a starting point. You want to go through and select the sports books that you want. You can clear all these out and just start from scratch, click the ones that you want to include in here. And maybe you also want to do the only particular sports. I'm not a big tennis guy or soccer guy, so I've typically kind of cleared those out. If you want to include anything and everything, it's here for you. You can also go through the leagues. You're going to get all the different leagues of availability, not really anything special there. This is where we kind of really want to differentiate. And so what I like to do is take out the player prop bets, and I like to set up mainline and alternative markets together. So you'll see you can just select these markets. You have 822 to choose from. If I include the player prop bets, it's going to include some of the data kind of crossing over into areas of using comparing sports books that I really don't want to do. So again, I would recommend you just do one at a time, or maybe include your main line and your alternative markets together, and then do a separate or individual player prop filter. So you could, again, check those off to where you have sort of connecting with the proper sports books and the proper data points that you want to go with. So that's what we'll do there. I'm going to go ahead and let this filter on through and put all three of them in. Date range is next. Let's talk about that. You can look fairly far out. You can do a custom range. You can do next 7 days. You can do next 24 hours. So I think you get value early, but of course in football, you've got things about a week out. So sometimes to include these football betting lines, you might want to at least go 7 days as the weeks rotate through. So very, very individual preference as far as the timing. Now, this is where a lot of people ask me, hey, Boyd, what are your minimum, maximum odds? This is all personal preference. So for me, I typically will be, say, at a +150 and then maybe a -150. So that's kind of the range that I like. I really don't want to get into underdogs, too much higher than that. I really don't want to get into the favorites too much higher than this. So that's kind of how I'll set up my parameters and set up my ranges as far as these parameters go. So again, this is on mainline bets and alternative markets. We're going to scoot this over and I'll show you the market width. Again, now market width is something that sort of a confidence level and how close the pricing is. It has to do with the pricing and how, secure, confident maybe the sports books feel. And in mainline markets and alternative markets, I really like to see this around 20 to 25. So I'll include this 25 in here, and then let it go from there. Because if you get above that, it's a wider range typically means that it's a little more skepticism in the accuracy of potential pricing. So that's what we're going to have here. And of course, these filters, you can save them and put different names on them. You might have player prop filter, you might have alternative market filter, and go through and set these up according to how you like them. Now, one thing you can do as well is hit this play button, and the data will come in consistently, constantly. And it's like something when you're doing live betting, it's going to come in fast and furious. So if you don't want to, see this coming in fast and furious, you can take this play button and hit pause, and it'll kind of stop that. So that's a nice feature too. Again, you can set all these up according to your preferences. If you have questions, specific questions, this is what I help you with. This is what I kind of talk to you about, getting all this set up. So you're just getting the data that you want, the sports books you want, the bet types you want, and really customize this to where you're getting the specific information that you want to actually use and go forward with. All right, guys, there you go for the beginners. There's some methods, some tips, some strategies, and some tools, a way to get those things set up for you to help you succeed day in and day out, over and over again. And as a reminder, if you want to get one-on-one consultation, that's what I'm here for. So let me know down below in the links and set up a time and a phone call to talk about your exact situation. If you like this kind of content, want more betting knowledge, more bet school type stuff, more education, help you profit, join the channel, like the channel, share with your buddies that might need the same thing as well. So appreciate you stopping by. Let's go make some mathematical money.